Well, good morning, everybody. I'd like to start this conversation or presentation with this film because, first of all, it's a film about the journey. And for me to be here today, invited by Gil Arazi, and to share this journey with you, Gil, is really, I'm really enthusiastic about this. If you don't know Gil, before he founded Fin Tel Aviv, he used to work for Clal as the chief CTO of the group. And we are the anchor investor in Fin Tel Aviv 1 and also in Fin Tel Aviv 2. And we're happy to see this growing up, and any investment in a fund is a journey. And we're very grateful for the opportunity, and we trust to make good returns for our investors as well. So that's one reason. The other reason is that I was requested to speak here today as, as probably the client of many of the initiatives that some of the startups here have. And we're talking about Insurtech, we're talking about digital transformation and stuff like that, but eventually we have to remember that the clients are human beings. And yesterday I went to our call centers in Beersheba to toast for Rosh Hashanah, and I could have done it by greeting by Zoom, but I chose to come there. I started this morning, 6 o'clock, bringing my old father his medicines home. Maybe a drone could have done it. And from here, I'm going to meet the head of the union, labor union in Clal, who had an accident at his home. We could have had a Zoom meeting. So at the end, we have to remember that all of these things we're doing here and talking here, eventually we're servicing people, and we have to keep that in mind every day. And a lot of the stuff we're doing, we're talking about PNC, but we have a lot of other areas of business, health, etc. And then it even becomes much more challenging. And we're going to talk about what Clal is doing these days as to embed basically a lot of innovative solutions within a traditional company. So first of all, I think I'm looking around, and I think there's only one person with a tie in the room. Nice to meet you. So that's to show that I would love to meet you from everybody. That's to show that we are a traditional company. So it's important to remember that the biggest asset of an insurance company, specifically with long-term savings or LTC, is that people give you money and they expect to get it back sometime. And so you have to be solid, you have to be trustworthy, and you have to be traditional. And to remember that this is one of your strengths. It's not a weakness. But you have to remember that. While doing that, you have to become innovative, flexible, updated, and efficient in order to be able to address the new world and the new people. So that is a balance we obviously have. And this is a challenge because most of the companies have legacy systems. They have a lot of issues that need to become more efficient and more innovative. And these are a lot of opportunities as well. When we decided to address innovation, we understood that basically innovation is not something that you do in one certain area of the company. You have to attract it in all areas of your business. So we decided that instead of having somebody in charge of innovation in the group and then everybody else frustrated, you have to expect from any line of business in the group, each line of business in the group, to become innovative. So we're dealing with obviously product development, sales and distribution, and we heard about distribution, client services, operational efficiency, employees management. We'll talk about that in a minute. And obviously we are one of the biggest investors, institutional investors in Israel. So we also invest, and that's why we are here. So again, we want to be innovative in each one of these areas, and there is a lot to be done in each one of them. I'm sure that during the conference in the next few days, you'll talk about global trends in the insurance industry, and we identified 6 major trends that influence us most. The first one is prevention. One of the biggest problems in the insurance industry is the trust issue between the companies and the customers, and sometimes the agents as well. And if we're looking into prevention, this is a win-win situation. This allows us to provide a better product to our clients. Everybody actually wants that nothing would happen. We buy insurance, but we don't want to use it. So if we can provide products that are aiming to prevention, that's obviously good for the client. On the other hand, for us as well, if we know about the situation early, if we deal with it and settle the claim early, we can avoid higher damages and higher costs. So this is a win-win situation. Cyber insurance. Obviously, cyber insurance and protecting our intangible assets has become maybe even more important than our tangible assets. So this is a whole new line of business for individuals and for organizations. Gil, you have to be quicker. Thank you. So cyber insurance is basically, obviously we have cutting edge projects now, and the world is still struggling with how to deal with this. And there's a lot of potential in this business, and we have both cyber protection for families and for small and large businesses as well. Longevity and aging. Longevity and aging is obviously a challenge in some areas of business, but it's also an opportunity. People are living longer, they have specific needs, they need products, and we want to provide them with services. Not everybody are digital. However, there's a lot to do with in this area. Generative AI, we'll talk about that in a minute. Obviously, this is a way to enhance almost everything. We have to understand exactly that where are the areas that we can benefit from this, and where everybody's looking now to see how this basically can improve our businesses. Embedded insurance, we heard about that as well. Obviously, as long as we're able to connect the insurance to the purchase of another product and then catch the client in that state of mind, it's easier to have a sale, and we'll show you some examples about that as well. ESG, we're meeting ESG in many, from many different angles. First of all, as an institutional investor, obviously we're looking into ESG investments and not only from a perspective of the E of the environment, but also about the social and the governance. And being a big company in Israel with 4,000 employees, more than 2 million clients, we aim to be a leader in ESG as from experience and leading this way. And also there is a lot to do with regard to products, and we'll show you an example as well. So these are the global trends, and I'll walk you through some of the initiatives we're actually doing in Clal these days. With product innovation, the first award-winning product we have is basically an intuitive application that tracks driving habits while ensuring complete privacy. Today, you can download our application. It's called Halachtzan Shel Clal in Hebrew. We'll talk about that application in general, and through the application to purchase automotive insurance. While driving, you don't need to install anything in your car. That's important if we're talking about how to actually sell the product. And then while you're driving, it monitors through the sensors of the phone how you're driving. It gives you a score, but more important, also looks if you're touching the phone, if you're texting and you're being distracted. So eventually you get a score, and according to that score, you get a discount. So it actually improves the way you drive, and the person who's willing to purchase and be monitored is also probably a good client that we want to sell him insurance. So we're able to differentiate the pricing and get better clients. And the best thing I like about this product is that you can put your other family's members on the application as well. And when they're driving, they're getting a score as well. And the way I see it is that if I have now a young daughter who's starting to drive, and she can save me some money on insurance because she's driving well, I can give her the money for her to shop online and something else. So it's she's paying the allowance of herself. And that's exactly the type of products we like. So it's all together. It's innovative, it's behavioral, it allows differential pricing, and it's fun. Another initiative is in travel insurance. Today in Israel, everybody's traveling. So we're back to before the corona. And what we do today is, again, through the application, you can, when you purchase a policy of travel insurance, you can download a digital prepaid card and put it in your wallet. And then if something happens to you abroad, and you lost your luggage, or you want to get to buy medicine in a pharmacy, you basically upload your costs into the application, and we already actually put our money, Clal's money, in your prepaid card, and you pay directly with our card anywhere in the world. So this allows you to feel safe that we will be with you and pay. And if you think about it, obviously when something really big happens and somebody needs to be assisted because there was a big damage, obviously he's going to call us and we're going to help him. But sometimes the small things that allows you to feel that you got a great service from the insurance company are in the small details, and this is really a very good service for our clients. GIS, Geographic Information System. We are the leading company in Israel, and to my understanding, not many companies in the world do that. That we've connected the GIS system to our system, and when somebody is trying to purchase homeowners insurance, basically we get a lot of information about the asset directly through the system. We can get the information about the asset itself, the address, the size, the location, even the topographics. Sometimes if the house is in the same road, but it's up in the road or down in the same road and there's a flood, somebody would have damages down the road but not up at the road. So our ability to do that allows us to do better underwriting, better pricing, and improve our profitability, and obviously have a better discussion with our reinsurers when they decide whether or not to put their capacity with Clal or with our competitors. So this is really something new and is getting more and more efficient these days. Sales and distribution. First of all, it's important to say that Clal is a company that more than 90% of our sales are generated by agents. We talk a lot of the initiatives in P&C, and you have to remember that at least in Israel, the P&C business is maybe 25% of the business. And within that business, only around 25% is direct. So if you're looking in general, I believe that the case of Clal is not so different from the market in general. I would say that at least 80% of the market in all lines of insurance is sold by agents. Obviously, there are different products in insurance. Mandatory products are more consumer-like, and the other products like life and health are push products. And nobody would buy, at least in Israel, health insurance without somebody convincing him to buy that. And that's why we believe that agents are here to stay. However, they need to be innovative, and they are having a lot of change these days as well. So we want to help them do their business more efficiently and do the business with Clal. So we decided to focus on three major things. The first of all is to help them create campaigns, and through the campaigns to direct the right clients with next best offer. And so we are able through our system to basically target and having a managed information system and create a campaign for our agent. The agent sends the links to the clients, and then the client has a win-win situation. He has a trustworthy relationship with an agent and a very easy way to have a purchase, and I'll give you an example in a minute. So another thing is online production. When we're connecting ourselves to the offices of the insurance agencies, each one of them is working differently, and each one of them wants to use their business very, very quickly and efficient. Clal Vision is a cross-sale center that when one agent is working traditionally in P&C, but he doesn't know how to sell travel insurance, he gives us the data and we can sell it for him. So we believe there's no one client who is direct or working for an agent. Each one of us has different products and different lines of work with agents or direct, and there is no one agent. So in order to be able to become working with everybody on their terms, we created a hybrid approach. So we have very good data synchronization, differential pricing, meaning that we can decide the pricing with our agents according to what they're doing. If they're providing the wholesale, that's one thing. If they're dealing with the claims, that's another. And of the service clients, each one of these things we can differentiate and agree with the agent on each line of business how much is being paid as a commission depending on who's doing what. And obviously you have to be API based and be able to connect with everybody with your systems. One example here is basically a link that an agent can send to his clients, and the client buys life insurance in a click after the whole offer is already generated through our systems. One thing you have to remember about this, I gave a lecture a month ago in another conference, and they showed an initiative where a client can go and purchase online, and then they offer him another product and he purchases online, et cetera, and the presenter of that product said, who wouldn't like such a product? And one of the agents said, I would like that client. So no client is actually purchasing everything online. You have to have the trustworthy relationship with the agent and then have an easy way to purchase. Services. Again, Clal's emergency applications, it's called Al-Akhtan. If you download it, it started as a 24/7 application where a client that has something, an accident, can reach us directly and we'll provide help, maybe show him the way to a garage that worked with us. And also, if something happens abroad, he can call us and ask for consultation with an online doctor. We even had somebody kidnapped in Bolivia who reached us through this application around 2 months ago. And so that was the reasoning that we started with this application, but it grew wider and wider. And now you can purchase products like the Clal Behave I showed you, and you have actually all your financial information about your account, so you can see all your savings as well. And we have tens of thousands of people looking at their information every month through this application. Service bots, you cannot have a business today without a service bot. In our case, if you see our bots, this is actual people working in our service. These are avatars of our employees. So that's a personal touch. What's interesting is that if you try now our services, I hope it works, you can actually put your information in there and understand what type of products you have with Clal. More than 50% of our client demands or actions that they want to do through the application, through the bot, they are finalized in the bot. And that's amazing because it allows us to become more efficient in our call centers and give services to the cases where they're more complex. Clal View, claims management. If you purchased a policy for a house in Clal and you have damage like here, you can call our center, of our claim center, and then they open a Zoom call with you. You show the damage, and we're able to settle it directly and pay you within 24 hours. This allows us also to not only to have a great service for our clients, but to see online, almost online, what is the damage, make sure that it's, Nobody's trying to remoderate the house because of this damage, and to have a more efficient claims management as well. We couldn't have done all of that if we haven't invested a lot in our IT infrastructure. So a few examples of many things that are done. This is the best one I like. It's not a lot of money, but it's a lot of change, and it helps me deal with one of my sufferings. It's the legacy systems. So the robots that are basically imitating employees, allowing us to save a lot of money. And instead of, not always you can change your legacy system. And if you want to change them, it could be hundreds of millions of dollars. But many of the processes are quite simple processes and could be imitated by a robot. So we've implemented more than 17 robots working 24/7, and we save more than 40 positions, 50 positions in 40 different processes, and we have many more processes already in plan. AI collaboration with Microsoft. We recently upgraded our license with Microsoft, but the license is not enough. You have to try to work with it and get all the benefits from the new abilities. So we're having a hackathon and insurance and finance in collaboration with Microsoft. We have a lot of ideas within the organization, how to use generative AI in our businesses, in our business, if it's in underwriting, in claim management, in other processes within the organization, and we're trying to find these areas where the ROI is good, and we can implement it already next year, not in 10 years from now. We implemented a private cloud in Clal. Our strategy in that area, in the infrastructure, is that we have some of our business on-premise, and it probably will stay on-premise. On the other hand, you need to be able to work on cloud. Many of the applications today work only on cloud. And we created a private cloud in order to enjoy the ability to do that, and while keeping all our businesses secure. And one of the areas we decided to invest as a strategic investment is a new CRM system. First of all, this is a good example on something that works on cloud. So we had to have an infrastructure that allows us to work on cloud. And the other thing that we decided to become innovative here is we are the first client for many years implementing Oracle CRM in Israel. And I must tell you that it's always rough, but we are very, very satisfied from the results. And it's although you are a traditional company, it's important that everybody who is dealing with our client service and would feel that we're excellent in what we're doing, and a CRM service that allows us to complete to first of all get a good view of our clients, to have a whole view of what our client is doing with us, to create a multi-channel system, and to be able to close all the processes in a very efficient way. None of this could happen without having amazing employees. So we need to become innovative in HR as well. And here we have cutting-edge tools across all HR, from equipment. We had a huge challenge, all of us, working from home. So we have VDI systems embedded or installed, allowing for everybody to work from home, secure and safe, and to be able to manage them working from home. And obviously that means to do a lot of things differently with our employees, and to become less traditional in this area. And we're happy to show that in the last few years, from being number 85 in the 100 best places to work in Israel, last year already became number 20 in Israel. So I think this is amazing for us, because eventually it's nice to have good systems, but service begins with a smile at the other end of the phone. Innovative investments. I think this is of interest for you guys. We're one of the leaders, if not the leader in Israel, in investment in Insurtech and FinTech. We have invested through funds like Fin Tel Aviv. We do co-investments as well, and we do direct investments. Most of our investments are in growth and some in late, but we're open for business for any type of investment that we feel which is advisable, and hopefully now in better pricing. Innovation and ESG. We talked about ESG, but this is something that we're proud about. In the same application we talked about, we decided to take our client support one step forward. And we talked about resilience. I think resilience is a key factor in everybody's life. And we decided that some of our clients need sometimes help. Not everything is in our products, but we have a lot of relationships. And some of our people having emotional distress, they could have a financial distress or health distress. And we have a marketplace, basically. We donate to a lot of organizations in Israel that can assist our clients in these situations. So we created this a place that each client can enter according to what he's feeling and be linked to other organizations that would give him support online. And I think that if we're helping our clients in these areas, eventually having a more resilient client is better for us as well. So we're giving back to the community, and obviously that helps us as well. And the last thing is that if we're looking forward, and we talked about all the innovation we're having within the insurance business, if you're talking about Clal Group, up to half a year ago, it was only the two branches on the left of the slide, having the insurance and saving business, the more traditional business, and the insurance agencies as well. And we were the first group in Israel to identify the opportunity to purchase the credit card businesses from the banks. And we're happy to have Max and Hype with us today. And I'm happy also to see other competitors trying to imitate us. So it's nice to be a leader from a strategy perspective. And if I will be invited to the next conference, maybe we can speak about the payments world as well. So thank you very much and have a good day.